Well, I've been using my Permobil F3 for the last few weeks now because, well, the other chair, it's legit not even usable. It throws errors every 3 feet. So anyways, while that's all getting taken care of, F3's been getting the job done. But today I figured there's one thing I should probably fix on this chair, and that would be the ICS switch box. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but if you look real close, this thing is completely cracked, and it's actually held together with some electrical tape that are wrapped around it. So we're going to replace the housing on this thing today, but there's a giant crack right here, all down through the middle, another one over here, and the tape is the only thing holding it on here. I don't know what it is with these things. Like, I have not run into anything with this. It hasn't been bumped or hit or anything, and the plastic is just literally disintegrating. Like, I'll be sitting here and I hear a weird noise and I look down and there's a new crack. Same thing with the screen on this. I don't understand why these old joysticks, see right here? See that big crack? Last year, I was just sitting at my desk editing video. I heard a weird noise, I looked down and there was a crack on the screen. A few other people I know have had the same thing with these older style joysticks. I don't know if it's just the heat of all the electronics in there expanding and contracting or whatnot, but anyways, I've got a junk ICS switch box back here. I think the connectors have been cut off of it, so we're just gonna replace the housing on this. And I like the long toggles on this. I know some people like them, some people hate them. But for me, these work really well. So we're gonna keep these on here. Oh, there we go. Now you can see all the cracking. Look at that. And we're just gonna replace the housing. Oh, I forgot. I have my little sunshade on here. So I have the Permobil ICS light shades. I've got them made, and I've got the file designed at least, and I found a good tint level that seems to work. Right now I'm trying to source some clear vinyl that is good quality for these things. I got the web store set up like 6 months ago now. It's not live, but that's one of the things I'm going to be selling, so I really need to get on that. I got to make some phone calls, get some samples of the vinyl in, and then figure out what works the best for this, and I can use my equipment in the back room to make these things. Because I know there's a lot of you out there that are complaining about how bright these lights are. And if you notice on this one, they're not blinding you right now. So, yeah. The plan is to make some of these and sell them. That way you guys can stick them on your chairs, and you're not blinded by those bright green lights when you're running around in the dark. Let me clean off this table here. Oh, by the way, we parted out that oxygen concentrator. This is the compressor out of it, and the big capacitor for the motor. It's a pretty nice 2-cylinder air compressor, but yeah, I wound up cutting some of the parts out of that. I saved the little beeper because these are handy for things, and some of the mounting hardware, but it's just weird there's all these extra wires running in here. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Let me find that other ICS switch box, and then we're gonna get this thing swapped out. Oh, and I'm gonna do it without getting out of the chair. Okay, here's our donor module. As you can see, no connector on the end. This one's kind of grungy, but it's not cracked. So that's all we really care about. Got my tool kit here. Now, I'm pretty sure the housing just comes off of this without really too much of an issue, so we're gonna take this one off just to verify and make sure of that. And if you want to see more in depth as how these things come apart and how to remove them from your chair and all that stuff, there's a video that I'll link down below when I took one of these apart to clean it. They've got a couple different lengths of screws in them, but yeah, that video shows in great detail how you take these apart and get them off your chair and all that. Okay, so there's our back plate. I think the circuit board just comes out of here. Yeah, there we go. And there are little membrane switches. These will come out too. Sweet. So there's our new replacement housing. I'm gonna clean some of the schmoo out of this thing before we transfer it over. Just because gross. All right, I think that'll take care of it. Now, this is complicated a little bit because I kind of just now remembered that I can't flip up this armrest beyond here. Actually, that might be okay. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to pull the entire joystick off my chair, I think. All right, let me turn this off. think we've got enough wire to make this work. Oh yeah, there we go. Hey, there we go. Now we have the joystick removed from the chair. Let me move forward here a little bit and we'll just lay this on the table. So you tilt down a little. And then we'll just get right up here. There we go. Turn off the chair. By the way, speaking of safety, driving your chair with the joystick not attached to it, like just holding it in your hands, that's right up there on the list with safe things I can think of. Get this little cable clip off of here. There we go. Now we got enough room to work with this thing. Okay, so the ICS switches are held on with the same screws that hold the joystick on. So we're just gonna pop those off of here real quick. Being very careful not to hit the power button on the chair while I'm doing this. So let's peel off our electrical tape so we can get access to these screws. Take these out of here. That's the other thing that happens a lot on these, especially if you bump into stuff. This plastic housing will crack right here, right where these screws, mounting screws are. And this whole thing is, I don't know, it'll snap off of there pretty easily if you bang into stuff with it. So, oh weird, we got two different color screws here. There's silver and black. Someone's been in here. Actually, the bottom plate on this looks like it's in pretty good shape. All right, this is the part where everything just disintegrates. Oh. Yeah, look at that. There's like pieces of plastic just falling out. I don't know what it is with these things. But yeah. Oh, there you can see. See our little sun visor on there? Hopefully you'll be able to buy these soon for a very, very reasonable price from the Totally Normal web store. All right, well, enough of that. Oh, yeah, we've got broken pieces on this bottom part too, so. All right, circuit board looks like a thing. Yeah, also, just in case you didn't know, you can just swap these little rubber membranes between ICS switch boxes. I mean, if you happen to run across parts and you've got toggles and you want buttons, or you've got buttons and you want toggles and you can find just these, they just fit right in there if you put them in the right way around. So yeah, there's our toggles and there's our buttons. So yeah, modular, which is sweet. Okay, so got that in here. It looks like this sticker's not in very good shape. That is the thing too with these ICS switch boxes, all these logos are just a sticker. Oh yeah, and they have a little zip tie right here on this cord, which is very important. That is strain relief. So if you see that on there, don't remove it. It hooks into this channel right here, and that zip tie keeps the cable from being ripped back out of the case when it's all put together. So if you see that zip tie, leave it alone. It's there for a reason. Okay, back to assembling this. Switches, circuit board. Where's the top case? Which one was the bad one? Yeah, this is the one. I remember because the lettering on the bottom was worn out, as opposed to this one where it still looks pretty much perfect. Focus. So make sure our wire's laid in here. Put the cap back on. Yeah, and you can see there's a little notch right there that the wire goes through. There we go. And just because I'm fancy, we're going to stick with the dual color screw theme here. I'm not usually crawling around under my chair looking at screws, but kind of like the idea of multicolor stuff, so we'll put these back in. And you don't want to go crazy tight on them. You want to go just till they're snug. There we go. Actually, what is this plastic made out of? I wonder if these have any fiberglass reinforcement in them. I can't really tell. Whatever this bottom case, though, seems like it's different plastic than this. Ooh, I just thought I should probably take a thumbnail. Okay, I'm not going to throw all this away yet. We're going to use that for a thumbnail. All right, I think that's it back together. So Oh, someone's here. Dang it. And my chair's all taken apart. BRB. Just had some groceries delivered. Worst possible timing. The joystick is detached from my chair. And I have to scurry out there as soon as they arrive. I always leave delivery notes saying not to leave the stuff on the front steps, but they usually never read that. And then my groceries end up on the landing out front where I can't get to them. Anyways. Yeah, that was fun. Trying to drive around a chair with a joystick that's just in my hand. And also I have the brakes turned off on this right now. That's that stealth mode thing. So trying to get over to the garage door button on the ramp while in a hurry. Yeah, good times. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, putting this back together. Let's get our little mounting plate back on here. And that went like somehow, I think like this. With some itty bitty screws. Because once you get up the steps in the front, the landing is about 8 feet wide. And when anything's put there, you can't open the front door to get to it. Plus, I have to use a steampunk chair, that guy, to even be able to get out there because it has tires and there's like a drop that's about that high and stuff. Yeah, anyways, stuff. Okay, now I gotta turn the chair on so I can back up and have enough space because the table's in the way. Okay, and then put this back in here. Straighten it back out. Oh, I forgot the clip on the bottom. I need to do something else underneath this chair. I swapped the batteries in it yesterday, and I need to check one of the bolts on the cover. So I'm going to use the... actually, I'll just film it. Let me tighten this down real quick, then we'll move inside. There's like a trail of tools on the ground coming up the ramp because I was hurrying to get to the garage door opener before those people dropped my groceries and scurried off into the night. So this right here is my favorite seating area when I have to work on something on the side of one of these chairs. It's nice and warm, and it's a little bit higher than the floor. All right, there we go. Sitting on this brick thing. Let's raise our seat elevator up so we can reach this easier. All right, there we go. I've got you guys sitting right in front of the fireplace, so I should probably make this quick, lest you overheat. There's a little clip here with 2 channels in it to hold these wires. And I'll just stick that right back on here. Oh, I should have grabbed my zip ties. Oh wait, I'm out of zip ties. That was the other thing too. I wanted to do a little bit of cable management on this chair. Was my arm blocking that shot? Yeah, I think it was. Anyways, I was attaching this little clip right here. Okay, those are tightened down, and there we go. Now we have a swing away. And our wires are nicely routed so that they flex. And yeah. Boy, this background is all blown out, isn't it? Ooh. You guys getting toasty? Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Brand new to me, old stock, still probably older than the original one. Shiny, perfect. One of these things. Okay, that was weird. Why did I do that? Yeah, so I think that's good for now. I'm gonna hop back in it and get this angle here adjusted. I usually like the joystick tilted towards me. I think I'm getting burned. Hang on. Okay, my back was only about 100 degrees, or my shirt, but I got the feeling that something bad was happening. Okay. Oh yeah, my groceries are delivered. I'm gonna eat. I've not done that yet. And then we'll see what else is going on. Oh, I got some mail. I actually know what it is, but I need to look at it and evaluate. The person's been messaging me saying, hey, have you tried out the thing yet? So we'll do that in a minute after I eat food. Oh, the Christmas tree died. My little pink battery gave up the ghost. Luckily I have another one here on standby. Yeah, there we go. Isn't it festive? Wait, what day is Christmas? This is the 23rd. Is it the 25th? You would think I would know that. What day is Christmas?
Christmas is 2 days away, this Friday. If you're dreaming about Christmas, I can set the scene with the ambient vision skill.
Oh my gosh. It just keeps talking and it doesn't shut up. Okay. All right, we have a package. I know it's in here, but it's, well, it's coffee and gloves. But what kind of coffee and what kind of gloves? There's my name on it. Some rubber bands. It always sends these fancy looking cards. I like these envelopes. Merry Festimus. Oh no, it's got glitter on it. Happy New Year's. The gloves are shiz. Awesome. Let's take a look at these gloves. Oh, actually no. Coffee first. So we've got, ooh, Holiday Blend from the Whidbey Coffee Company. I always like holiday blends. They always have kind of a different, interesting flavor to them. So we will check that out. All right, so what do we got here? We've got, oh, this looks like the Timberland logo. I used to rock their boots years ago. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, wait a minute. All of the, so they're covered in little like grippy, sticky things. But look, every single one is the logo. It's products like this that I think they should pay me to take because it's advertising. Yeah, these actually look pretty cool. Stay warm and connected at the same time with the Timberland touchscreen gloves, featuring special pads on the index fingers that enable to use your mobile device without exposing your fingers to the cold. Whether texting, browsing, tweeting, or posting, with these gloves you'll never lose touch. Touchscreen gloves. All right, let's try it out. They look like gloves. I think it's time to update my Twitter profile. Wow, they work. Cool. Well, they seem to work. Awesome. And they're nice and grippy. All right, cool. Well, thanks, man. I'll give these a try here in a little bit. It's ridiculously sunny outside again. It's supposed to be nice for the next couple of days, so I might have to do a power run of the Bounder. Which, by the way, Bounder has new electronics and control systems on their chairs now. They offer RNet and Lynx. They actually reached out, and I've been talking to them about taking a look at some of their new chairs. So sometime in the next few weeks or month or so, I think we might be able to get a look at these new control systems on the Bounders. And supposedly now, their new chairs that use the Lynx electronics specifically, the battery gauge will work when you have the lithium battery option on the chair. I don't think the RNet ones do necessarily. You can tune the battery gauge on those a little bit, but yeah, it'll be interesting to check those out. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna get some coffee going here, and then we'll see what's happening next. Okay, I just started editing this video, and then I had a random thought. There's a couple of friends that I use the Amazon Assistant, try not to say the wake words, to send voice messages back and forth. I was thinking it'd be really cool to have something on my chair that's linked up and have some little speakers or something, and, oh, there we go, there's another message, and do all that. So a long time ago, Amazon made this, this device here. This is called the, insert wake word here, tap. And this is a little battery-powered portable speaker. This one's got a silicone case on it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a nice little speaker. You push the button to talk to it. But unfortunately, this thing does not support messaging. And it won't. So it's just relegated to being like a Bluetooth speaker and or a Wi-Fi Spotify hub. But I happen to have a couple extras of these Flex devices. Now, they obviously have a 110 volt power plug on the back, but they run on probably 5 volts or something because, you know, logic level computer stuff. So I'm going to take one of these apart and see if we can get rid of the power supply in here and run it off of a little boost converter or something like that with a lithium battery pack. And this is a nice compact little thing. It's got speaker outputs, good microphones, all that good stuff. And see if we can make a portable thing that I can stick inside my chair. Because when I get my new chair, we're gonna have all of the mods in the world on that thing. I mean, we're talking LED disco lighting, laser light shows, a fog machine, onboard air compressor, air horn. Like, I'm gonna pack everything onto that chair, and it's gonna be the Inspector Gadget of whatever awesomeness. I think I'm going to try and take one of these apart. It doesn't have any obvious screws, but I feel a screw under here, I think. Glue. Ah, we have one Torx screw. All right, I'm gonna play around with this, then I'll be back. I feel like this should be a fairly easy mod. Yeah, we got some thingies in there. Let's see, we should be able to release this little clip and get this ribbon cable out. There we go. So it looks like we've got some processors and stuff down here on the front side. That's where the microphone and the buttons are. Now back here, looks like we've got some more screws and some little boards for the USB interface. And it looks like most of this thing is power supply, which makes sense. Yes, there's our power feed. Oh, this is gonna be great. Yeah, so this whole thing is power supply, so we can just throw that right in the trash. I wonder what voltage this operates on. I guess we could get out the voltmeter and see what this thing is outputting. Let me take the rest of these screws out. But the thing, surprisingly, was not glued together. So, that's always a bonus. Come out of there. And these things, they go on sale for like $15 quite regularly, or $20. I think their normal price might be 25 bucks or something, but it's in a price range that makes it very doable for hacking. I'm expecting to see a fairly high quality power supply in here, because with all the electronics, you don't want electrical noise doing stuff. There we go. Beefy. So this slides out, maybe? Ooh. Okay. I'm betting this whole thing runs on like 5 volts, though. I don't think there'd be any reason to run 12 volts on one of these things. Oh, wait, there's some writing on here. It says input 110 to 240. Ah, there we go. Output 5.15 volts, 2.1 amps. So that is well within the margin. There we go, right there on the bottom. That's well within the margin of something that's going to run on a USB power bank, no problem. By the way, children, don't pry with razor blades. That's how you get broken razor blades in your eyeball. Yeah, that's like a standard LiPo battery pack connector. Cool. Let's see here. Can we reassemble this with... Oh yeah, so we can screw the board back on here, put the case back on. And yeah, okay, cool. So we can still use the housing. It's a little bit big. But yeah, cool. Let's see, where was that power input? Right there. Yeah, we got room here. Yeah, so I can just punch a little hole here and we can have our wires run right out. Looks like, these are just staked in here. So I think I can heat these up with a soldering iron and just pop these pins out. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna play her. Quiet, you.
I'm not sure.
All right, well, I'm gonna play around with this thing and then I'll give you an update. Okay, so we melted a hole through the side of this. I got everything laid out. And we just soldered our connections onto the little converter board here. So actually I need to solder the top of this too. And then, yeah, we'll be ready to reassemble this thing and encase it in hot glue. And these wires are tiny. All right, we've got a little power converter I'll put inside this little box here. So let's slide it back into this little holder. There we go. And then now we have to reattach this board that the power goes into and get the wires soldered and trimmed for that. But yeah, as you can see here, we're making progress. Well, this was certainly an unexpected project today. I've been thinking about it for a while, and for some reason I just decided, oh hey, let's do this right now. So I've got everything all soldered up here. I just have to tape up these connections, and then we're ready to stuff it all back in the box. And even though these things are super tiny, there's a surprising amount of space in here. And the nice thing is we're not dealing with mains voltage anymore, so it doesn't necessarily matter what we're doing inside this thing. It's not going to be like, you know, super shocking hazard, whatever, however you'd say that. Yeah, there we go. That is fitting in there quite nicely. Double check here, make sure our wires aren't too stressed down in here. Looks like we're good. Nothing's pinched on the heat shielding. Okay, now just for fun, before we snap it back together, let's plug it into battery and see if it goes bang. Oh, we have a light. Sweet. We're gonna let it boot up all the way and make sure the speaker and microphones and everything work.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later.
Alright, cool, we're good. Let's unhook the battery and get the rest of our screws in here. And the nice thing is this thing supports Bluetooth speakers and also line out, so once I get the stereo installed on my chair, I'll be able to use this to play music and all kinds of stuff. Now we can put the two halves together while we carefully pull the cable out at the same time, because there's not a lot of room in there. If you look real close, let's see if we can zoom in and show this. There we go, you can see the wire. I drilled the hole just right up here, right above this clip, and just barely fits back together. I'll just have to remember if I take this apart in the future that I have to push the cable in while I do that. Look at that. Oh, let's put the screw back in. And there we go. We now have an Amazon Assistant that's USB powered. How fancy is that? Should probably make sure it still works, right? I'm gonna go ahead and pair this thing to my account real quick. And then I've got this little USB power meter here. We can see how much power the thing actually uses.
Your Echo is ready.
Yay, it's ready! Play Spotify.
Here's Spotify.
A couple records looking to spin and looking to win. My cup being filled.
That is magnificent. Well, there you go. It's doable. Next time I do it, there's probably a couple changes I'll make. And now that I know how it comes apart, I won't have to booger up the edges like that. But yeah, this is cool. Oh, we're gonna see how much power it uses. All right, minus these weird blobs of hot glue. Oh, did I ruin my lap desk? Come off of there. Eh, those might be stuck. Yeah, I think we've got a thing. Sweet. Oh, you know what? Let's see how much power this thing actually pulls. Let's plug in our power meter here. This thing's really cool. It tells you the voltage and amperage consumption and all that stuff. So there the processor should be pretty well maxed out while it's booting up. Once the Wi-Fi kicks on, we should see a spike. Oh yeah, there we go. Jumped up to 1/2 amp now with the Wi-Fi running. So yeah, seems like a fairly power efficient device. Doesn't look like it uses more than 1/2 amp to run the thing. Obviously you have the port on the bottom that you can use accessories like the motion sensor and some other stuff, but yeah, this thing should run on a battery bank for a decent amount of time. Alexa, play music.